Hey, creative commuters. Today on the podcast, we actually have a surprise guest who wasn't in the lineup, but popped into the lineup because, well, cheese and Hanson. You'll find out more about these two things as you listen to today's episode. A coworker actually shared this story with me this week after she saw it on Live with Kelly and Ryan. And we both knew he would just be perfect for the Creative Commute podcast because he's the poster child for our mission. Gabriele Lamonaca is a 30-year-old Italian-born Harlem resident who turned his dream of owning a pizzeria, which the pandemic was actually actively crushing last spring, into a way to spread joy and happiness to himself and others. During lockdown, when he found himself at home with a ton of pizza, he had an idea to start bartering his food with others. So, for about a year, his business called Unregular Pizza, perfect for these unregular times, has not been accepting money, but homemade food and drink goods in exchange for his cheesy goodness. This creative idea that is now spreading joy and inspiration to people all over the world. And it inspired me, in fact, to reach out to Gabriele, is so amazing. And I just can't wait for you to hear about it. Everyone, please welcome Gabriele Lamonaca.
Thank you for having me.
So excited. You truly turned a bad situation into this cheesy inspirational masterpiece.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened. I didn't know at the beginning it was going to turn into this craze. It got like way bigger than I thought. And I'm really glad that it got this success because it really is something positive that came out from a bad situation, which was the pandemic, which still currently is the pandemic, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm super excited to have created this and to inspire others to do the same.
It's really just so cool. And it speaks to how a creative idea, I mean, you
Yeah.
just had this idea like, wow. And also a problem. You're like, okay, I have a lot of pizza, but some other food might be, might be nice too.
Yeah,
And
I
you're
mean,
exchanging.
yeah, I mean, it was really something that was created organically. It wasn't really forced or anything. It wasn't really like, okay, I have this idea, let's do this. It just was born really naturally. So it was during the pandemic that I was locked up at home, like everybody else, really, and I had a ton of time to dedicate to what I like to do, which is cooking pizza, especially Roman style pizza, which is the pizza that I grew up with in my hometown of Rome. And so yeah, I started baking pizza at home, and suddenly, eating pizza every day got us a little tired, me and my girlfriend, a little bit. So we're like, okay, and our freezer was filled up with pizza, and we're like, okay, just stop doing it, or at least just start posting it and start an Instagram account so you can get the word out. And that's what I did. I started an Instagram account under my girlfriend's recommendation, um, and yeah, since she's a filmmaker, so she took videos of me, she took pictures, that I cannot really do. And so I started posting the pictures, and really friends started seeing it, and they started asking me if they could buy it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm really flattered by you being wanted to buy my pizza. Is really cool, I think. But they were all friends of mine and friends of friends, so I was like, I feel bad charging you, so I really want you to try the pizza. It's my pleasure. Just give me something in return, like something that you're good at making. And the time was perfect, because during the pandemic everyone turned into bakers and pizza makers or whatever, like pastry chefs. I mean, everybody was like at home, baking or cooking, whatever. So it was really it was really the right time to do this kind of exchanges,
Such a
and
genius idea. Such a genius
uh,
idea. I think I heard something about how the bartering is that a traditional Italian thing that you do that
yeah, that's something that it existed. Of course, in ancient times it existed, but not really so ancient if you think about it. Because in southern Italy, for example, I in like small towns, it lasted until even the 50s or 60s. As a way of really surviving. Because there were like people that were so poor, but still they had knowledge on of how to make certain things. Like even for example, my grandmother, she used to bake almost every morning. She used to bake bread. She actually did, and so she used to bake more than she needed, so that she could give it to the neighbors that had chickens. So she gave it to in exchange for like eggs in the morning, and it wasn't really like a system that was set up, to do this kind of exchanges of barters, but even there it just came natural,
that's
because
so
they had something in
interesting.
excess and they exchanged it with a neighbor.
It's like
Um,
really getting back to your almost like getting back to your roots in a way, which is so interesting that that's kind of what the pandemic did for a lot of us. Okay, I have another question. So
yeah,
your pizza is so creative. It's so
yeah.
creative. Like I've never styles I've never seen before. I saw one where you put zucchini with a red cabbage sauce. You have these amazing mozzarella balls that like make my mouth water just looking at your videos. So everyone needs to go follow him on Instagram right now. Immediately go and look up your Instagram. But where do you come up with these creative ideas?
Yeah, so I always worked so I've been here in the US, in New York, for the past 12 years, and I always worked in the restaurant industry. So I got to understand how the traditional foods that we eat in Italy, over here they're different, but they're made differently. But there is also a reason why, because the audience is different. They're Americans. The Americans grew up with different things. So like you can just give the same exact thing that you give in Italy. It needs to be like repackaged, let's say. Not only because it's a different type of target, a different type of audience, but also because they're different times. So the same food is not the same over time. It changes, it adapts, it gets better, and it evolves basically. So what I did, I just wanted to take the gourmet pizza and gourmet foods that we eat in Italy, and mixing it up and repackage it, so that to create something new and something that could really be unregular, let's say. Yeah, because
Perfect.
that's how I got the name. So I didn't want to do simple things. Uh, I wanted to do the traditional things, but in another light, under another point of view, let's say. And
Right.
I wanted to make like a kind of like a more creative, more outrageous, more um, just like a more,
Yes.
let's say.
Well, and that what's so funny to me about what you're saying, you took different ideas and you mixed them and created something new. And that's what you're actually doing with your process of bartering. And I mean, I assume you're not
Yeah,
going to just be bartering
totally.
food for your business forever. You hope to make it a business where you're accepting cash, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's always been my dream to open up a pizzeria. So, I actually started to do this at the very beginning of the pandemic, so that I could promote my pizza. So, and yeah, I could give it out to people, to friends of friends, and even people that didn't know me, so that I could actually test it. I could test the dough. I could test the
Smart.
combinations, the crazy combinations of some ingredients, and ultimately I could even get a feedback, because that was important, because not actually, like, not many, some of the pizzas didn't really work out at all,
Yeah.
and I had to.
Experimentation.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, which is normal. So yeah, it's all a creative process. And then,
Yeah.
if you think about it, when I barter with someone, I always try to take in consideration the person, where it comes from, and where, what the culture that he or she is into. And I always take that in consideration into when I create a pizza, so I can get inspiration, from the other people. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing. Another cool thing that just occurred to me when you said that your girlfriend does videography, you're taking your two talents and merging them together. And I've enjoyed watching your videos that you have on your Instagram page. Yesterday, there was one where you were making pizza with Hanson playing in the background. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
yes, Hanson.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
Amazing.
choose, yeah. So the style, I think it's very important, the music that I choose in my videos, because that sets like a lot of the atmosphere, the mood, and I'm really I really put I really put the songs that I like, and me and my girlfriend like to listen to on a daily basis. And so yeah, I put this into the where I do pizza, and yeah, combine the two things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it feels like I know you before I actually met you today for this interview, because you do a really good job of like really showing your passion for what you do, which is really cool and something good for all of us to consider when we're posting anything on Instagram. Okay, question for you. What is the
yeah.
weirdest thing you have bartered for? Has there been anything weird that you've received um, at all?
Well, I mean, now I'm actually getting weird requests, like
Yeah,
about free. Yes, I mean there are all kinds of people that write me with like weird requests. But no, the last no, the 2 days ago I did a barter with a dentist,
interesting.
and he was like, yeah, I mean, I really want your pizza, so I can offer you two electronic toothbrushes that are worth like $150, and like, would you accept it? I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, sounds good. Why not?
Yeah.
And then he also, as a bonus, he also prepare his father's recipe, like chicken and rice from Shanghai, I think. So that was really curious, and was really really weird, yes, but really strange. But I it's the important is that I see the excitement of the other person, right? If you tell me that you're good at something, or like, you have something of value that you're really willing to exchange, it's good for me. The important is that you're excited about it. That's what it is. So yeah, I
Yeah.
received the electronic toothbrush in exchange of pizza, which is
So
which
you
is
can eat your pizza and then you can brush your teeth afterwards. Perfect.
exactly. Yes, yes.
But I love your message there, because that's actually what we talk about a lot on this podcast is do what brings you joy, do what makes you happy. And you're doing that. You're like, that it's important to you to see other people's creative expressions, to see other people's joy in what they
Yeah.
do. And you're bringing that into your business in a really unique and cool way. And that's why it's garnering so much attention, because people can feel that you love it, and
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and ultimately, it's really not about pizza. Really, it's really about bringing people together, and like, getting out of this bad situation of the pandemic in a positive way. So really, this started out when I was living in Midtown during the pandemic in New York City, and it was full of offices, and it was full of tourists, and suddenly everything stopped. There was nobody in the street. Everything was a desert. And I was like really worried about like the society. Like, I mean, where are the people? What's gonna happen next? So I felt like I needed to bring people together in some way. And since I do food, that was the best way of bringing people together, even without going to a restaurant, even without thinking about a business. Just like meeting up, exchanging food, know each other, and know what you're good at. And yeah,
Yeah,
And
you still feel like there's people out there in the world, because that was what was so weird. I'm in Wichita,
yeah,
Kansas, much more spread out than New York City. So I can't imagine. I really cannot
yeah.
imagine. I've thought a lot about trying to put myself in the mindset of somebody who lives in New York and what that would have been like during that time. I mean, not only because it's weird, but because it was particularly scary for all of
Yeah,
you
it was
there.
scary. It was scary, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, and you found a way to still bring people together in a very safe way, which is just that innovative thinking. And it's I can't say how cool it is enough. Okay. Question about the dough. I want to know about Roman pizza. What is
Mhm.
unique? What is special about the pizza that you make?
Yeah, so Roman pizza, by the slice, it's in a pan. Okay, so it's a square pizza. Okay,
Pan pizza.
the particular the particular thing about this kind of pizza is that the dough it's leavened for more time than it usually is. So a regular pizzeria would leaven its dough for 3-4 hours. Okay, in Roman pizza, it's 11 for more time. Now, there are people that do 24 hours. There are people that do 48, 72, 96. I heard of even people doing even more than that.
Wow.
I do 96 hours of leavening, which is what I think it's the sweet
Optimum.
spot, let's
Yeah.
say, yeah, for to have like a very very good result. And so this leavening process, you want to do it because you will have a lighter dough, more digestible, more airy inside, and more crispy at the bottom and fluffy at the top. That's the result. That's why you do this leavening process that takes so long to do it. So basically, chemically, what happens that the digesting process that happens inside your stomach, we want to do it out in the fridge instead of in your stomach. So we do it before in the fridge, then we cook the pizza, and it's way better for you to digest it. That's what happens, because the more complex carbs, they get broken down in simpler carbs. So that's why it's going to be easier to digest.
I'm so fascinated by this because I'm gluten intolerant. I don't eat gluten. But
Okay.
I have heard, and I didn't really know why, and I'm wondering if this is part of the explanation, that if you eat traditional Italian pizza, it might not bother you. Like if you're celiac, that's one thing, and you are like really highly allergic to gluten, but it
Sure.
just more bothers me, and pizza is the thing that bothers me the most. So I'd be
Mhm.
curious if that's part of it, and like maybe your pizza wouldn't bother me as much because it's leavened in this way. So I've heard that from people, but I'm not making any kind of like recommendations for anybody, but it
Yeah,
just
no, yeah.
your description of that is really fascinating. I'd never heard
Yeah,
that
yeah,
before.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, it definitely is easier to digest, and probably, yeah, it would bother you less,
Hmm.
probably, but I haven't heard
Yeah, we're
anything
we're not
anything
medical
sure about it.
doctors.
Yeah, exactly. Disclaimer.
Yes.
Like, no.
Big disclaimer.
Yeah,
Amazing.
exactly.
Well, I mean, I will tell you that I cannot wait to get to New York when you open your pizzeria and get to come and try the giant mozzarella balls that you are putting on top of some of your pizza. It
It's
just
actually burrata.
Oh,
Burrata.
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 Yes. It's
Yes,
so
yes.
that's different than mozzarella. Explain.
Yes, so burrata is basically a mozzarella filled with stracciatella, which is like a cream made of heavy cream and mozzarella shredded.
Okay. Different than bufala. What's bufala?
Yeah,
What's
no,
buffalo?
bufala is like it's a mozzarella, but it comes from the
Okay.
buffalo milk instead of the
Okay.
cow's milk. Whereas the burrata is really like something, it's a ball that you break, and all the filling comes out.
Gotcha.
Um, so yeah.
Amazing. Little cheese lesson for everyone today. I love cheese of all kinds. I'm not going to complain
Yeah.
about any cheese, whatever it's called. I'm going to eat it. Okay. So I have a very important final question for you.
Yeah.
The important question: pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
It depends how you put it, you know? So if you would ask any Italian, they would unfriend you.
Oh,
if
oh, oh
if you
no.
propose them something like that, they will be like, no way, no way, no case whatsoever. But I can tell you this, actually they challenged the chef of what's being called the best pizzeria in Italy, okay, which is a star. His name is Franco Pepe, and they challenged him to do a pizza with pineapple, and he researched it. He made a recipe really well thought of different combinations of prosciutto and licorice and this and that. And Neapolitan's people, because that's where he's from, tasted it and like, oh my god, this is beautiful, and then this is really tastes great. And then he said to them afterwards, like, that was pineapple.
Oh
They're like, oh my
no, he
god, I
pulled a
can't believe
fast
it.
one.
Yeah. So the bottom line of this is that if you, no matter what you put on pizza or any other dish, but especially on pizza, the important is that it's well thought. That's the important. Um, because and the pineapple is tricky because it's sweet. So sweet, it's a you need to know how to couple it with all the savory flavors. It's not easy for sure. But I did a taco pizza
Oh,
with pineapple. It was pineapple also on top. So
interesting. Okay, what balanced the pineapple? Did you have something spicy on it? What balanced out the sweet?
it was a Mexican recipe of the taco al pastor, which is the one that
Oh, with the
is like
chicken.
rotates. No, it was pork. It was pork, but
Oh,
it's the
that's
one
pork.
that rotates in the steak. Anyway, it was a very complicated recipe with like 15 different spices and ingredients. But there was also pineapple, and if you tasted that meat with the pineapple, and you put it also on pizza, when it tastes great, it actually tasted great. So pineapple on pizza, yes, depends on how you do it, how you couple it with
Okay,
the
but would your Italian family disown you if they knew that you said this?
Oh no, no, my parents are
Okay,
so
progressives.
traditional.
Oh, they
They
are traditional or not?
yeah,
No.
they're like, yeah, they're just so traditional. They don't even understand why I would put a whole burrata in each slice. I mean, like they're like, why would you do that? It's too much. And I'm like, because it's just too good. Why not?
Like Americans, they like too much, just more, more, more.
Yeah, sure. No, I like too much. I like to eat. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you. Okay, where can people find you? Where can you be found?
On Unregular Pizza on Instagram, and on unregularpizza.com if you want to sign up for the next barter, if you are in the New York area. But
Beautiful.
if you are somewhere else, we might even organize something when I get there. But yeah, that's where
Amazing. I just can't wait to see. I cannot wait to see where your business evolves, where you take this creative idea. I hope that I'm talking to you in another couple years and you've got Unregular Pizza franchises all over the US. We'll
Yeah,
see.
maybe in Kansas, maybe. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. We
Yeah,
bring it on. Please, please bring it to
sure.
Kansas. All right. Thank you so much, Gabrielle. It was wonderful talking
Thank
to
you,
you.
Brianna. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
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 Wow. So, first of all, wasn't Gabriele so charming and so kind to come on the podcast and share with us today? Because he's so overwhelmed right now with all of the media requests and pizza requests, and he is a busy guy. So, thank you for coming and chatting with us. I feel like he had such just a wonderful message for us, which is that even in the most unregular times, we can get creative with the things we love. And think about how those things that you love can help you to connect with other creative people. I mean, that's exactly what the creative commute is. It's how it got started. And it's how so many of the things that we love, it's how those ideas came about, was really looking for what is a mutually beneficial opportunity where I can do the thing that I love, but also connect with other people in some way. So I just love the message that he shared with us today. So go follow Unregular Pizza on Instagram or visit unregularpizza.com. But one more thing before you leave, a very important question for you, creative commuter. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Does it? Do you put pineapple on your pizza? Go and leave a review on iTunes or via ratethispodcast.com/creative commute. And be sure to put your opinion about pineapple and pizza into your review. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I am so very thankful for you. Keep going out there and spreading your amazing, creative, cheesy magic all over the world. Bye.